Oh wait, nah. Stupid internet and computer stuff. Let's try that again.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.
Why, hello, and welcome to my Whiskey Den, your favorite public access whiskey review show where craft whiskey is king, a proud part of the Bar Cart Co-op with other great shows like Distillers Talk and Bourbon's Turntable. When you get a chance, make sure to stop over those channels and check them out. Now, we are here today and this evening because we're going to do some more Cedar Ridge. We're dipping into it again. We have an Iowa straight bourbon and the bottled and bond bourbon we're going to be taking a look at over the next little bit, mainly because on Monday evening, we're going to be having Murphy Quint on an evening with. So we're starting to bone up on some of the flavor profile that they're putting out, and judging by the rise we had just a little bit ago, this should be a heck of. I'm expecting quite a bit out of this, only because of that lead off. That was pretty good. But you want to tell our fans what we're supposed to do? What they're supposed to do?
What they're supposed to do?
Yeah, tell them what they're supposed to do.
Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification to find out when new episodes are coming out. Typically, we are live on a Monday night. And if you are watching us live on Monday night, interact with the nice people in the chat. If you're watching us after the fact or any other time, please leave a comment down below on YouTube or Facebook. Yes.
And so this one, the one we're going to start off with this evening, is the Iowa straight bourbon whiskey with a mash bill of 74% corn, 14% malted rye, and 12% two-row malted barley, which some people don't think is a big difference, but if you've ever actually gotten the taste, the 2 to the 6 row barley, there is a considerable difference, and it is neat to see which way people go when they make decisions like that. This one coming in at 43%, and on there, which means minimum 2, looks like most of the stuff they're releasing, by just judging on that bottle, is about 3 years at the moment. Fruitier than what I was expecting. And
yeah.
Wow. Like strawberry, kind of raspberry. There's some wow.
Now, have you ever had a grilled peach?
No, I don't think.
I'm getting kind of hints of that with the caramelization and the.
I can see that. I mean, I get the caramelization nose. So I gotta get my peach nose right. So
your peach nose. There's a creaminess there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta stop. I almost jumped in because I'm trying to figure out some of the notes. Sometimes it's easier after you get a taste, but I'm gonna not do that. No light kind of berry note, but I'm surprised by the red berry notes I'm getting out of this. Like, that's, for me at the moment, that sounds pretty interesting. Okay, it's got a little mustiness now that you're getting in there, like a dried corn, a little bit of a silo, but not a lot. But
there's some nuttiness to it.
That would be a good way of putting it. Almost like it's almost like a peanut shell, like on the nose, like. Not a peanutty smell, but just like the shell, like after you crack it and stuff. Maybe that's a little bit of dusty corn note I'm getting too. So, well, I'm going in. That has some nice
I did not expect
viscosity.
that.
Not at all. And this is their bourbon. This okay. Now, like I said, with one of the ryes, this tastes almost. I don't want to go malt like a malt, but it's got some flavors like you would get out of some malts, like some of that. Oh, I'm going back in. Sorry, this one is pretty. For 43%, it's pretty interesting. Caramel brown sugar, a little bit of bear claw frosting. But then you start, like it's peeling away, like just layers are coming off. You're getting a little bit of the spiciness, but almost like a Christmas kind of a little bit of cinnamon spice. There's a lot of holy cow. Sorry, this is
yeah. Pro tip: when you do that final inhale, make sure you don't have any in your mouth. Okay, you know what it kind of reminds me of on the palate? A Whopper. That little bit of chocolate, and it's got the malted center to it.
Part of me thought you meant like a Whopper for Burger
Like a
King.
Burger
I
King
was
Whopper.
like, well, maybe the tomato acidity on the top end, but I'm like, I don't know where with the rest.
But no sauce.
No sauce. Leave the mayo off, damn it.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, so our stomachs don't upset us.
Okay.
That's nice. Yeah, it's
the Whopper is a good thing because after you get past those notes at the that front end, you get that chocolate, and then it kind of layers out, and it's like a flatter note going across. But it's still a lot to pull apart.
It's
I'm
funny
having a hard time buying it.
It's light.
Corn.
It's light, but not light like weak. It's just there. It's just easy. The first sip of it, it's very easy, and then which is kind of it's kind of a surprise because that happens, and then it's like, no, wait a minute, that's not where we're leaving off here.
Yeah, it's that. Wow. All right, so that one I'm having a hard time still putting down into words because of what's all going on in there. It's not what you would expect from a standard. This is another one, not your standard bourbon, and not your standard corn. As far as I'm concerned, something that's like 71 or 74% corn heavy leading the way. I will be excited to find out what type of corn they're using for this. I mean, it could be more standard, but I think that whatever it is has a neat little profile to it, and I'm sure that's coming off the farm. So,
yeah.
Sorry, I had to have a little more here.
It's just nice.
Mm-hmm. It's very drinkable, but it's not tame. Like there's enough flavor and enough complexity. It keeps your mind thinking about it enough so that I don't know if I'd put this into necessarily like a mixed drink. I mean, I might, but this is really nice by itself. Like this is just.
It is. This is way nice sipping and drinking by itself. And I have had the standard bourbon whiskey before. Mm-hmm. So spoiler alert or whatever, but this is more enjoyable to drink than, without naming names, other large distillery standard offerings.
Oh yes, yeah, by far
that are hard to get.
Yeah, So the first one, I'm pretty. I don't want to say I'm pretty surprised, but like I said, most of these have a background of awards to them, and you're finding out as you taste them, probably rightfully so, for what's going on. So we're gonna move it up. We're gonna move it up to the bottled and bond bourbon. I was gonna say, and this one, rather than like the rye, this one has the same mash bill: 74 corn, 14 rye, 12% two-row malted barley, and this one coming in at 4 years is going to be interesting. I like how it bumps it up. We get about another 7%. And this is actually one of Murphy Quint's favorite juices on the property, and it did win the 2022 Ascot Award, and also the 2020 or the Platinum Ascot Award, and the 2021 John Barleycorn Society Gold Medal. So it is going to have another like exciting run, is what I'm kind of expecting. Let me see here. Oh. All right. It's this one here. It's this guy. So, ooh, a little more leather. A
There's
little
caramelized brown sugar.
Yeah, like this one feels like it does feel like the age took over more. I don't smell as much of a fruit bomb right off the nose on this one. It's a little more subtle, more rounded. But I am getting a little bit of that mustiness on the back end, like we got on the last one on the nose. And almost, if we're talking chocolate, it'd be more like a milk chocolate, like not as aggressive as the last one. And corn is pretty tame on this.
I'd say going a little further than just the milk chocolate. I'd say a caramel filled milk chocolate.
That's fair. That's fair. I like the Carmelo, dare I say, just straight to it.
Or a Rolo.
Oh, in the class, I think, and I'm gonna go classic Rolo, because I think it's got that little bit of the different style of chocolate where it's not like as shiny, and I think there's a little less like paraffin wax in it. That's a nice one. But not overpowering on the nose as flavor wise. I was gonna say a little more subdued. So I'm gonna jump in here because I just intrigued as to where the other one had a completely different flavor to it. This one's coming in the same way, just a little bit down the age. Hey Tim, Josh, Emily, good to see you guys all out there.
Josh Gardner out there doing the Lord's work.
Back at a distillery. So intrigued to see what they're doing again later in this year. We already were because of some of the releases, but I think everyone thinks they made the right decision on bringing him back. It would have been a huge mistake not to. But
yeah.
Okay. Different. I got to go back in for the flavor on this one again.
Yeah, I have to pour more. I'm trying to do this. We only have a little bit. Trying to be stingy.
On this one, I feel like this is more of if you were a classic Kentucky person, I feel like the barrel and the hug on this speaks closer to that than what some of the other things we've had already. Not in a bad way. I enjoy it, but I'm getting a little more barrel note on this one.
It's very sweet, very classic bourbon.
Yeah,
and then it's drying at the end. It's drying, which I like because it makes me salivate.
Well, and then it's like drawing you back in,
to
make you want to have more. So yeah, it's like you said, it's more of like a classic bourbon profile, which is interesting to see that change between the 2 and the 4 with how much like the fruit explosion was in the 2 to see how much like the barrel note came through. I'll be interested to see when we talk to him on Monday about how the warehouses and aging profile goes, because I don't want to say that seems fast, but to me it seems fast for maybe Iowa or for Midwest. You know what I mean? It's not it seems very different. It's still very
Yeah.
good, but it's very different on that one. It's one of the more unique changes I've seen in a couple years. You know what I mean?
I would call. I mean, I would just say it's a solid bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the creamy vanilla part in here slides. Yeah, this would stand up there if you were gonna give someone like, oh, here's a bottle of bourbon. You know what? I'd be grabbing this before so many of the big brands that you're putting out there that have their own bottled and bond version. This would be here's I don't know, like more of a classic. You know, when we always talk about going, I don't want to say pre-prohibition, but to an older time where people cared about distilling, you could tell stuff like this. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, questions abound between these two on Monday. My head will be spinning. I have a few.
That's just really good bourbon.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I wonder if it goes over, or if maybe you start getting some cherry note back if you get round to like a 5 or a 6 here, because it gets. I don't know. We'll see.
Of course, the climate. I mean, it's plenty humid in Iowa. Not as much the heat, but the humidity. So curious what you'd see, what would happen over time.
Yeah,
this just really good. I'm definitely picking some of this up next time I head back up to Iowa.
Yeah, that probably one of the better. It's a very solid bottled and bond bourbon. It's probably seriously, one of the better ones. But that's straight bourbon whiskey, the younger one. Just because I'd love to see that higher proof. I mean, does it go over the top at higher proof? Because there's so much fruit things going on in there that excite me. Yeah. Oh, I should have done that too. And all those, just like I said, a little flatter. This one's just a little more vibrant. All right, but for fun, a couple drops and a couple drops. Ooh. The combination of them, very nice again. One little sharp minty note somewhere in there that if you let it marry more than like 5 seconds, might mellow itself out. But the whole rest of that was a gambit of flavors. I like it. You're getting it softened up the bottled and bond, but you still got a lot of the fruit from the first one. I don't know. I think I like these two individually better. I'll be honest. This once again, in a tasting lineup, if you're going there, they're pushing you. Even with this, they're pushing you in almost different directions. You know, between what you're getting, between the standard release and then the bottled and bond, two very different. So it's fan. I've been thoroughly impressed so far this evening with this. The releases we've got, and we have a couple more to go through coming up on maybe Sunday night or next week, but probably Sunday. We might even get Ben back into some of these. We have a double barrel release that they have that we'll be going over. Then they also have a port cask finished bourbon. Now, knowing the way port casks go, either and I love them both ways. You could be integrated very well and married together, or you can just be a port bomb and just blow things up. And sometimes that's just fun too. And then we have the one that's been making all the clamor and noise in the last 2 years is Quintessential. Their blend single malt. It's one of those ones that's been turning heads for a few years, and rightfully so. I had just a sip of it the other night, and it's gorgeous. So remember, we'll pop those up. We'll be a little pop-in live review like we did this evening. But stop in Monday night when we're talking to Murphy and learn more about this great company. So Oh, I hear stuff in the background. It's about time for me to go anyways there. So remember, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of whiskey. Cheers, everyone out there.
Cheers.